Well, hey, good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today is January 16th, 2025, where, we'll go through the latest gaming news, my reactions, what I've been playing. We do this for about 30 minutes every Monday through Friday at this time. So glad you could join. But let's get into it, which there's not really much to get into. I'm actually standing by just in case Switch 2 news just happens to happen right now. Because who knows? So, yeah, hey, Chris, good to see you. Autonomous, good to see you guys here this morning. Yeah, this could be, the calm before the storm. There's really not much being said, talked about, because we're probably getting Switch 2 details today. I didn't know how early. I was thinking maybe even right now, right at 8 a.m. Central. Who knows? But that one Switch 2 rumor, is there another rumor that came up? Let's see. Let me there's something I forgot to look at. I like to check around the gaming leaks and rumors. Sometimes there's... Oh, what is this? 1 hour ago, Nintendo Switch 2 presentation officially announced by Nintendo. Okay, let's maybe share some of this. Let me go into my share. The rumor of an officially announcement. Oh, okay, yeah. So here's... I don't know if it's much of a rumor now. So they've got this Nintendo Switch 2 first look trailer. Is this real? I guess so. Huh, okay, so I guess we've got a look at the Switch 2 for the first time just now. Interesting. Kind of showing how they've morphed it. Autonomous, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Crazy. Oh, you know what? I have to... Okay, see, bigger Joy-Cons like that. I really like this idea for showing off the Switch 2. I mean, and it looks just like the leaks. Okay, I guess you can do racing on... No, I'm just... Okay, kind of showing how they plug in. Okay. There we go. So it's official. What else is it showing? And I wonder if by any of the games we're seeing being shown, and actually there is some music to it, but I'll just keep it low. If anything might point to something, like we're seeing Mario Kart. Is that a track you know of? I've played all the tracks, I just don't remember that. Played Nintendo. Okay. Let's read this. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, as well as Nintendo Switch games. Okay, so there will be... Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. Okay, so what else do we have here? Oh, this is their tweet about it. So yeah, super official stuff. That's the Japanese website. And then the videos. Okay. Yeah, pseudo backwards compatible, which I think makes sense. I think they are going to make sure... Okay, this is like super bright. They're going to make sure to a large extent that the library is going to be played. That's going to be a big selling point for people to want to switch to a Switch 2. So neat. So that was it. That was the official announcement. This was what, about an hour ago? That's funny. I was preparing news, and that did not even pop up. Let me see if I refresh this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I guess when I was researching news this morning, right before the official announcement. So, hey, that's great. It's great that it's official now. And the word was the announcement would be this week, and then they would have a sort of, or a reveal announcement, and then they would have a video kind of showcasing. Yeah, and they even said there's going to be more info soon, but like release date, which March is the word, late March, and then maybe some more details. I'm sure little details will trickle out as we go. They have a direct plan. Oh, okay. Have they said that they have a direct plan? Yeah, I figured they would. Because there's another direct, too, that's supposed to show off Pokemon. Some new Pokemon games as well. Okay. Oh, funny. Here's something. The new Mario Kart game footage in the Switch 2 reveal trailer hints at the game now having 24 players. So that's interesting because when I was looking at that Mario Kart footage, I was like, are we familiar with some of what we're seeing? That track could have been part of the DLC. I don't remember it. Okay. Yeah, and it's funny to look at other leaks and them being accurate, like the guy saying the Switch 2 trailer could be shadow dropped tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. And there's really not much more, I guess if we were to to speculate what more they would be doing with Switch 2. Okay, and let me do it maybe from a standpoint of what I would, if I'm going to spend money and I'm just going to guess $400, I don't know, really. What am I going to want out of it? Well, I'm going to want to be able to play Switch 1 games at a higher frame rate, higher resolution. That's my main thing, to be honest, because I want to go back to playing the Calamity Wars series. Well, Hyrule Warriors, the Calamity War or whatever was the one that was on the Switch, and that frame rate was just unbearable, especially after I put so much time on the Wii U Hyrule Warriors and the 3DS. Like, I know how that game can feel. So playing the Calamity War version, it was just. And I was saying with the Link to the Past remake, playing that, like every once in a while, like the game seems to do the stuttering, and it bugs me too, because and I don't know if I fixed it, but when I'm using OBS, like I can see my camera jitter every once in a while because of all the processing going on, and it just annoys me. I wish it could just be smooth, and I think, oh, is there an issue? And so I don't know if that's part of it, because when I grew up and I would play stuff like the first Sonic, especially the second level, Marble Garden Zone, when you would be underneath the level in the lava, you touch the lava, and then you'd slow down and you'd see all the rings go. And that was used to slow down happening in games, especially when a lot was going on at once. But I just feel like by now that should be the thing we've been able to overcome, and it's other sort of things in gaming that we're trying to accomplish. It is kind of amazing to think that Nintendo is making games that they couldn't even spec to work on the original Switch. So my hope for the Switch 2 is that I can play these games at the higher resolution at a proper frame rate. Now, another interesting thing to think about is what games could be released on the Switch 2 that maybe are already out, but this is the way that they're in the Nintendo ecosystem, and then it's because it's on a Switch, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'd love to play that. The thing is, after having the PS Portal, which I am glad I got, already the PS Portal wins because of the controls. Having the controls like that to play a game, I feel comfortable playing any type of game. And then I can't believe how well the streaming from the console to the Portal works. It's insane. I don't even notice it. And, Nintendo is one to be behind. I think that if this was Xbox or Sony coming out with a new handheld console in March, it would probably tout at the controls being pro controller like, if that's, or more standard, I guess I should say, controllers than like the Switch Joy-Cons, as well as having the streaming capabilities. And Microsoft has talked about streaming, from Xbox, so I believe that's something that we're also going to get from the Xbox handheld. But, with the Switch, it's interesting to think of, there's these two worlds of gaming now. It's local, with the sort of downside to the local playing is that you can't get the fidelity that's possible. And then there is the streaming, which the downside to that is it could be a bad network issue, maybe your location. So it's very interesting to think of what, that give and take is. Really, let's think about it. Would you rather have a lower frame rate, lower resolution, lower texture quality, or every once in a while there's some buffering? Both are annoying. And that reminds me. So here's something that's kind of unrelated. I bought this Godzilla 4K collection of the Heisei era. So this is everything from 84 to 95. And this isn't official because these don't exist. The company that owns Godzilla has not put these out. And if they have, they're DVDs, they're old, or some of them don't have the different language options. Like this has all the language options. This also even has, the Godzilla 84 movie, there was a recut version that America did that added English actors, English scenes. And then what they did in here was they have both Japanese and English versions and then a combined version, which is neat. But anyway, my point I'm trying to get to is, in order to get the quality of these that don't have official releases, they had to use AI scaling. So as I'm watching the 84 movie, for one, it looks absolutely amazing. The quality of the 1984 Godzilla looks absolutely amazing. But because they're using AI upscaling, there's some things that I can pick up on that as someone that's used to seeing AI generated art, I can tell, oh, wait, that's odd. Sometimes it would be, for instance, if a character's in the foreground and it's focused on them and there's this sort of depth of field in the background and there's characters in the background, the AI upscaling won't apply that bokeh or depth of field effect to like eyes, and so it's rebuilding the eyes and then they're in focus. And that's something you'll see sometimes with the AI art where like on edges or something is supposed to be, and it's the same thing with, modern cell phone cameras because they use software to actually create the scene. It's not directly through the lens. So when like there's that portrait mode sometimes that you see in cameras where there's that blurring, but then some of it kind of comes through. That's, the software wasn't able to pick up on all that. So, and I guess that's what I'm trying to get at with the Switch 2. Because again, if I have a PlayStation Portal and there's a multi-platform game and I could just play it on the PlayStation Portal with better graphics or with the new or ROG Ally, yeah, and that's interesting to think because even the ROG Ally could technically be more powerful than the Switch 2. I'd like to do some comparisons with that, but I guess I'm trying to think through what is the reasoning that I would like to get a Switch 2. So if we put those comparison factors out of the way, we can then look at it. Oh, it's a Nintendo console, so that means it's going to get the Nintendo exclusives. So, like, let's say it launches in March. What's going to be the game that it's going to have? I don't know. Mario Kart seems to make a lot of sense. It would be cool if it's this new like 24 player Mario Kart that they were talking about here. Because I wonder what the draw is going to be to get people to buy a Switch 2 if they already have a Switch and they're fine with it. And for those gamers that buy more than just one console and they already have like a PlayStation, an Xbox, or a PC, like what is the Switch 2's value going to be? And I really think it has to be an exclusive Nintendo game that we've all been waiting for. And I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is it. I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is their system seller. It might have to be a 3D Mario game, which I would buy a Switch 2 for a 3D Mario game. But then I'm looking at my original Switch, and all I really did on it was play, those exclusives. Mario Odyssey. And it's very funny. I did not play Bowser's Fury on the Switch. I actually emulated it on PC because it just looked and ran better. And that was really the type of Mario game I wanted. I hope the Mario that comes on Switch 2 is kind of a fully realized. What they did with Bowser's Fury is more what I want than Odyssey. Okay, I'm going to, just in case, see if any other new news about the Switch 2 came out. Which it's great. I'm glad that this has come. They've shown it off, revealed it, and I think it went in this way. Yeah, it sounds like that track they were showing might actually have been a new track. I think they're showing a new Mario Kart. Let's see. Yeah, and I think, okay, some people are suggesting that it won't arrive until June. Which, I mean, it could, but we know that in the past, they've released what? The Switch in March or April? I forget, we're looking it up previously. And then the Mario game in October. And this is what kind of happened. I think after COVID, I think Nintendo was probably ramping up to reveal the Switch 2, but they didn't realize that the original Switch was doing so well. That's why there was all those leaks at CES, because it just, leaked for so long. Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, in Dallas, from April 25th to 27th is going to be a Switch 2 hands-on event. So if that's the case, that goes all the way until June 1st. That makes me think, and I guess if I'm not given context, the expectation of a June 2025 release date at the earliest comes via the series of Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on events announced by Nintendo. North American locations include New York from April 4th to 6th, Los Angeles in April, Dallas in April, Toronto in April, European locations, and then Seoul goes to June 1st. Oh, Hong Kong and Taipei at later dates. Interesting. Though these later two dates are yet to be announced, confirmation that one of these events, which typically takes place before a console is released, will still be taking place on June 1st. It's therefore likely the actual Switch 2 release will come after. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a time where Nintendo was playing kind of by ear, or whatever. Holiday? I don't think so. It's going to be summer. I doubt that they would show off the Switch 2 right now and then it not come out until holiday. I really do think, I was thinking March seemed to make sense, but if it is June or summer, then that would give them time to have their main line Mario come out holiday. That would like what they did with the first Switch. Because so far, these leaks have been, if not on point, they have been pretty accurate. And the only reason Nintendo has been doing this sort of lopsided sort of reveal is, again, like I was talking about, after COVID, there wasn't this expectation of the Switch to do even better than it was planning to, so Nintendo was holding off announcing or releasing the Switch 2, because there's original rumors and leaks of it being announced earlier, and then things change all the time. Remember, a leak or a rumor just comes from at that moment in time, this is what we've heard, and it could be that next second something changes, but no one knows for months, So, and summer makes sense too, just because then kids will be out of school. And then I think that makes a lot of sense. And Mario Kart having 24 players. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think they're gonna want to release. They're gonna want to release the console away from the holiday with a game with a reason to get the Switch 2, but then create the demand for the holiday season with a game people can buy, that's separate from what was released before. Yeah, very, very cool, very interesting, and I don't know if I really have anything more. Let's see. Nintendo has prepared a supply chain network that will allow the company to sell more than 20 million units in its first year. That compares with the current Switch sale of around 15 million units in its first 4 quarters. Wow, okay. Interesting, the PS5 sold 17 million in its first year. And just think of how there was scarcity there. And that was another thing. Years ago, Nintendo was, weren't they, what's the term? Buying up a lot of stock in materials to plan for this ahead of time? Or to plan for the fact that they're going to have a lot, to move a lot of hardware ahead of time. Let's see. No, I think this news is just so new that there's not too much more to talk about right now. Okay, here we go. Here's everything you need to know about the... Okay, thank you. About the IR sensors that could appear in the Nintendo Switch 2... Wait. That could appear? Well, I guess we'll look at this anyway. From how they might be used, exactly what are they... Okay. The system works by blah, blah, blah. The original model Switch was integrated with an IR sensor on the right controller located at the bottom on the Joy-Con. Nintendo dubbed it the IR motion camera, where it was utilized in games like Ring Fit Adventure, Nintendo Labo, Resident Evil Revelations. In each game, the function is slightly different despite using the same technology. If Nintendo Switch 2's Joy-Con controllers do have IR sensors, it looks as though they are located on their insides. In other words, the side that attaches to the console in handheld mode. In particular, the shot from the reveal trailer that sees the controllers flipped on their sides and slid across the surface indicate that the sensors inside can track the controllers like a computer mouse. This would line up with leaks, but would be quite out of traditional ideas of how to interact with Nintendo consoles. You could say that. But we go from GameCube to Wii, and that was not traditional. Okay, I mean, this looks like this was just an article made just to get some hits right now. Because it really doesn't offer anything new or substantial. Okay, well, until we get more news, real quick, what I've been playing, I didn't play much yesterday. I jumped into Street Fighter 6 and beat story mode with a character. Fun game. I'm not crazy about these modern controls. I might switch back, but at the same time, I feel like there's a reason to have modern controls. I don't know. Gunner Breaker 4. I jumped in to do, is it this one? My first event gallery, Mobile Suit Blueprint. So from like the 13th of this month until a certain date, they have this specific blueprint gallery. It is such a non-gaming thing. I even did it during work. I just logged in, uploaded a blueprint to the event gallery, got the achievement. And then Minecraft, my son must have been playing that because I wasn't. Because, I didn't even play much yesterday. I didn't even play Godzilla. So, yeah, not much gaming on yesterday. Okay, I'm still, like, in shock. Subtle shock of the Nintendo Switch reveal. I love that we finally got it confirmed. Like, that is exciting stuff for me. But there's some other news here. Kick has hit 50 million users. I'm not too familiar with this, and it's like another platform, but 50 million users is a lot. But then the other news I saw, and I don't know if I have it up, is that they could be buying the US TikTok. So keep that in mind, because I don't know then if this is going to be another bigger, like, place for gaming, streaming. It already is pretty big, but I just wonder, is Kick something I should be thinking about? I am not a fan of this lighting. I got a new lighting setup. I think I need to mess with it a bit more or something. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so this is very interesting because Shuhei Yoshida had left PlayStation, and they asked him, "What's up with Bloodborne?" He goes, "I only have my personal theory for that situation. I left first-party development, so I don't know what's going on. But my theory is because I remember Miyazaki really loves Bloodborne and what he created. I think he's interested, but he is so successful and so busy, so he can't do it himself. But he doesn't want anyone else to touch it." And then he goes, "So that's my theory." But I guess that makes sense, you know, if people wanted to do something with Bloodborne and that guy's like, no. And they're like, okay, why? Probably because of that. I know for a fact these guys want a Bloodborne PC port. If I say I want one, I'll get in trouble as well, but it's nothing I'm opposed to. Obviously, as one of the creators of Bloodborne, my personal, pure, honest opinion is I'd love more players to be able to enjoy it, Miyazaki continued. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping we hear something from that. Okay, Halo expected to announce a new game this year, it's claimed. Let's see. Spotted by GameRanks industry insider Rebs Gaming recently spoke about the imminent announcement of an upcoming Halo game. His tweet revealed that the studio has been playtesting future games for the franchise on a weekly basis. Rebs Gaming added, "Since they are this far in development, I expect at least one new Halo game announcement this year." I think it's about time, anyway. From the last Halo, especially because it didn't really, even though it was fun, you know, the gameplay was tight. That's really all it had going for it for me. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's some more stuff from Shuhei Yoshida, and it's interesting, you know, just reading this interview, how, like, even as someone as revered as him would make calls that just don't make sense. You know, obviously, he was the one that didn't think Demon's Souls needed to be, or they didn't need to back Demon's Souls or whatever. I forget what the deal is. So Atlas released it in the U.S. And he was wrong on that, and he said that he would be looking, if he was still in charge, he would be pushing, Yoshi has said he would have resisted Sony's push into live service games. Was he still in charge at the platform holder? And okay, so I did read that wrong, but it's kind of funny that he would say that after the fact. But at the same time, you just never know. You really never know with these things. Even with his Demon's Souls thing, it's like, how do you? I would never think something like that would be so popular, because that happens a lot. Where I'll play a game, and I like it so much. It's like, why doesn't anyone else like this? And that happens. You know, I think that's going to be it for today, because with that Nintendo Switch reveal, I got nothing. I can't wait to hear more news. I'll try to see if more stuff comes out, or, you know, like little tidbits here and there, or verifications from certain leaks. I'll collect that and go over it tomorrow. Yeah, otherwise that's it. I think I'm gonna get to work. Yeah, again, I'm in shock of this Switch excitement happening while I was streaming. Did not expect it. Otherwise, I would have titled the stream that. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for joining. We'll talk tomorrow. See y'all.